I try to do everything. Anything, like you said, legally that I can make some money off of, man. I'm always looking for the next big hustle, bro. I started that. I was so surprised people ain't know about the Curri app, man.
Yeah, that's my first time hearing it when I was going through your TikTok.
There was so many. That's my most popular video, man. Just because a lot of people didn't know about it, bro. And I started, like I said, on TikTok, man. I saw a guy doing hot shotting.
Welcome to the Next Big Flip podcast, where it's not just about flipping for profit, but flipping for purpose. I'm your host, Lawan Diggs, author of The Craigslist Hustle and 20 Years of Flipper. Whether it's furniture, fashion, or just your mindset, we're here to help you take what you have and make it work. From everyday hustlers to unexpected side gigs, you'll hear real stories, real strategies, and maybe even find your next big flip. The one that gets you to your next moment. The next big flip. Let's get it. Okay, so I'm looking at his TikTok page and it pretty much gets right to the point. It says bag chasing. And then it says, get me to 30K. Now with the 30K, I'm taking it, that means 30,000 followers on TikTok, but now you got about 33,000. So I think they helped you get there, Jeffrey. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? Yeah, they already helped me get there. I forgot to change it. I'm going to go back and change out of this video.
Yeah, by the time you change it, they're going to help you get to your next goal too, because you were doing some awesome stuff, man. And when I tell you, you remind me a lot of me when I was your age. I believe you said you were around 25. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm 25.
Okay, and so yeah, you remind me a lot of me, man. Just the hustle and drive I'm seeing on your TikTok. And so for those of you all who want to go and check Jeffrey Gray out, his TikTok handle is at BigJ3FF. And when I tell you Jeffrey is doing some stuff on here, so I'm excited to learn more about you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jeffrey, who you are and where you're located.
I'm Jeff. I'm located in Clinton, Mississippi. I live in Clinton, but I'm from a small town up Highway 49, country town. I'm from Florida, Mississippi. And yeah, I flip couches. I've been reselling stuff all my life, and I currently flip couches. I run a small business up in my area. My warehouse, I operate my business in Pearl, Mississippi, but I live in Clinton.
Nice. And that's how I found you, just going through TikTok and seeing that you said that at one time you was actually an electrician, but seems like you're making a little bit more money flipping couches.
Yeah, I was an electrician, man. My dream was to be an electrician because when I grew up, I was playing basketball, and my basketball coach, my AAU coach, his main business was he was an electrician. He had his own electrical company. He had all us working for him, man, and bro, he was like the richest dude I knew. And I grew up saying I wanted to be like him. So when I graduated, I went to trade school. Then from there, I started an apprenticeship in 2019. Then I got licensed in 2023. And all through this, man, I always been reselling on the side. But I started flipping couches in 2023, and it was like an instant passion. So that's when I stopped. I lost my job as an electrician. Back in November of 2023. Back in November of 2024.
Okay.
So I've been flipping couches full time ever since.
Wow. And I had seen one of your TikTok videos where you said something about you had sold a phone. I believe that was like one of the first items you flipped, and it just really made you just think about it all the time or something like that.
Yeah. I sold a phone on Facebook Marketplace. That was 2018. I already had a phone, and once you have your phone for like 2 years and the new phone come out, you get an upgrade. So
right.
I got an upgrade. I upgraded my phone, and then I was left with this iPhone 8. When I sold this iPhone 8, I made $350 selling the iPhone 8. Man, I listed it, and it literally sold so quick, bro. And at the time I was working at Cock of the Walk. It was a little fish restaurant. I was a busboy. I was probably making $400 every 2 weeks, and I sold a phone and made $350 just like that, man. So that just made my mind wonder, like, what am I doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Now you said you've been flipping for pretty much a long time, all your life. What led you to start reselling or flipping items?
Man, I was steady chasing that feeling of making my whole check in one sale,
right?
Or making money outside of a job. That's what led me to flipping.
Wow.
And jobs these days, they don't pay you enough to live off of, so you got to do something on the side just to, just to maintain.
That's true. And so I wrote a book called The Craigslist Hustle, and it said, and the subtitle says, in times like these, everyone needs a hustle. And I wrote that book back in 2011. And so,
check it out.
Yeah, man, I tell you, it's pretty cool. I've been flipping for about 20 years. And when I say you remind me of me, I had 3 kids by the time I was 21. Ended up dropping out of college and going straight to work, but the jobs didn't pay. Like you said, they just wasn't paying anything.
Not paying. And especially 3 kids, man.
Man, the 3 kids.
I got one. I got one, and I got one on the way in. Bro, I couldn't imagine my life if I wasn't flipping on the side.
When I tell you being able to flip like you do, it's going to open up a lot of opportunity for you to be there with your children. And that was the main thing I've always wanted. I never chased money. I chased time with my kids, but in chasing time with my kids, I made money, through buying and selling.
Yeah.
And so my biggest side hustle is washers and dryers. And so I was doing over $100,000 a year just in washers and dryers alone. And I still buy and resell washers and dryers just because I'm addicted to it. It's a side hustle.
It's addictive, man.
It is.
And I know you telling the truth about that, because I know 2 guys that make crazy money doing washing and dryers. I actually, whenever I want just a quick couple $100, man, and I see a wash and dry, I might see one on the side of the road, man. If it's an older style, because they don't do all the digital stuff. They want older style, Maytag wash and dry, man. If I see them, all I do is put them on my truck, call them up, and take them to the warehouse, man. Make them $200. I'm saying, quick.
And that's true. Yeah, those old school with the agitator in the middle. When I tell you, that's what people really want nowadays. And so I've sold literally thousands over the last 20 years. And so, but I see that you found your niche with couches. So how did you get into couches?
I got into couches. I find all my hustles on TikTok.
Okay.
Everything I know about everything. I tell people every day, TikTok has taught me more. TikTok and YouTube has taught me more than any school has ever taught me ever. So I found out about couches on TikTok. It's this guy named Ryan Pineda.
Okay.
He flip houses now, but he always talk about his come up, and he came up flipping couches. He always talk about how he furnished his whole house with like $1,000 just on Facebook Marketplace, and then he realized how much value he got out of this stuff, and he went and found a couch and flipped it. You got to go watch some of his videos, but he introduced me to couch flipping. So I always wanted to try it, and at the time I was flipping shoes.
Okay.
I was flipping shoes, but shoes was kind of dying down. Shoes was kind of dying down, and I ain't gonna say shoes wasn't going nowhere, because I know some guys that's still killing it selling shoes, but it's like I wasn't really making it where I wanted to be selling shoes. But when I started doing couches, I found a free couch. Okay. I found a free couch, and that's when I really, because the couch is free, man. I said I might as well try it. What if I lose? It ain't no money to lose because the couch is free.
Right. And you good with your daughter in the background. This is real life podcast, and we doing real life, and I love it. I love the transparency, so you don't got to go and be somebody you're not. So if she's back there, that's totally fine. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm looking at Ryan's TikTok now. I'm gonna reach out to him and see. I just never know. I'm gonna see if I can get a podcast interview with him. There's another guy who goes by Jake's Junk on TikTok. And he has about 450,000 followers, but I flew out to Arizona. He's a couch flipper. He's been flipping them for 15 years.
I love Jake.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. Me and Jake talk often. We talk all the time.
That's what I like about Jake. Like when I reached out to him, man, he hit me right back up and let me know, yes, I would love to do the podcast. And then he allowed me to fly to Arizona and to his home. So I did a whole next big flip road show. So that's on YouTube. So actually it's like an hour-long video where I spent about 5 hours with Ryan. So you need to go and check that out as well.
I'm gonna watch that as soon as we end this.
Yeah, I send it to you. So that's awesome, man. And so you said you found a free couch starting out. What do you get all your items at now? Do you go to like thrift stores, garage sales, Facebook Marketplace?
All my items come off Facebook.
Okay.
Most of them come off. Well, I say 90% is Facebook. But even when somebody hit me up to sell a couch, it's always on Facebook. Most of it is on Marketplace, but I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I kind of made a name for myself in my area.
Yeah.
Mississippi ain't the biggest area, so after you get a certain amount of inventory sold, man, people gonna look at you and know that that's the couch guy. So when I'm ready to sell my couch, or when my friend is ready to sell their couch, I'm gonna hit that guy up. So constantly all day, my phone is ringing. People trying to sell me couches. When people hit me up, I mean, I got certain people that just hit me up all day. They in certain Facebook groups, and they send me couches. Whenever I sell the couch, I send them lunch money or something. You know what I'm saying? But most everything is on Facebook. Facebook groups, marketplace, everything is on Facebook.
Nice, nice. Now, you've been doing this for a while, so how do you know if something is worth flipping? Like, do you ever turn down couches, or do you pretty much take every couch that you can get a hold of?
I turn down. I only do sectionals.
Oh,
Sectionals, and I take a recliner set because people love recliner sets.
okay.
I never get a regular 3-seater couch.
Now, what's the mindset behind that? Why do you
People
not?
people love sectionals. Sectionals is what's hot 24/7.
Okay.
And the recliner sets, just people love recliner sets. So you're not able to make a lot of money on 3-seater couches because if somebody's on marketplace, they trying to get the most bang for their buck.
Right.
Why would they pay $500 for a 3-seater couch when I got a great sectional for $500? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and recliner sets, man, I don't really have an explanation for it. People just love recliner sets.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking as you say sectionals and recliner sets, those are some heavy couches. Now, do you do a lot of the heavy lifting by yourself, or do you have someone working with you?
Most of the time by myself. If I have a big day where I got to do a lot of deliveries, I'm doing a lot of back and forth, I got a handful of guys I can call. Most of the time I have my dad with me.
Okay.
I have my dad with me, or I got my uncles. I got 2 or 3 cousins. They always want to help. So, I got a list of guys I can call whenever I need some help. But I kind of like working alone, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm the same way.
I get in my warehouse, man. I turn my speaker on, man. Turn on some Rod Waves, some Young Boy, or something, and I'm in the zone, man.
Now, I seen that you do have a warehouse. So with Mississippi, is it pretty affordable to rent out a space like that, or what's that?
It's pretty affordable in Mississippi. Don't get me wrong. It's some areas that are more, expensive. But where I'm at, man, it's pretty affordable. I think I don't know how big my warehouse is. I think it's probably like a 30 by 40.
Okay.
30 by 40. I'm paying $650 a month for the 30 by 40, and it comes with, for the $650, that comes with a parking space for your trailer and your truck. I got 3 trucks. I got everything parked at my warehouse with my trailer.
Wow.
All that for $650, man. You can't beat it.
Man, and you 25. That's crazy. Now, my wife and I, we do a lot of college ministry with young adults and students around your age, and just hearing the hustle you have in you. It's like social media has made a lot of your generation just a little bit more lazy, in my opinion. And that's me just being around young adults for the last 10 years. But to hear you doing what you do, man, my hats off to you. And I like the fact that you not only just do couches, but as I'm going through your TikTok videos, you're talking about an app called Curri. I want you to get in that, but you was talking about you doing phones and jerseys and shoes and just anything you can buy and sell legally.
Yeah, man, I do. I try to do everything. Anything, like you said, legally that I can make some money off of, man. I'm always looking for the next big hustle, bro. I started that. I was so surprised people ain't know about the Curri app, man.
Yeah, that's my first time hearing it when I was going through your TikTok.
That was so many. That's my most popular video, man. Just because a lot of people didn't know about it, bro. And I started, like I said, on TikTok, man. I saw a guy doing hot shotting through Curri on TikTok. He was talking about how much money he was making. That was like 2022 or 2023 when I saw that, and I instantly downloaded the Curri app. Back then, it didn't even have a wait list. I just instantly started getting jobs on Curri. It's literally DoorDash for construction.
Wow.
That's it. You go pick up some tiles, some shingles, some paint, and you take it from one place to another one. And as soon as you deliver it, man, you take a picture, and they're gonna have a person there. They're gonna give you instructions. They're gonna have a person there that he gonna sign it. you take a picture of it being delivered, and your money is in your bank account within 5 minutes.
That's crazy. And so Curri is spelled Curri.
Yeah.
So the Curri app. Yeah, that was my first time hearing about it. And I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, huh? What is this? And you said you found out about it in 2022?
Man, that was 2022. I was doing deliveries in 2022.
Okay, yeah, you didn't put me on some games, so that's awesome. that is something.
It was mind blowing to me that people didn't know about Curri.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, I'm learning, but I'm gonna definitely get the word out there to some, because my listeners are always looking for side hustles. And so what I like about you, you're not just a one-stop shop. You are constantly just reinventing yourself with new side hustles, and you're willing to try. And so that's beautiful.
Man, I'm willing to try anything, man. As long, I'm willing to try. I'm not gonna say I'm against a job.
Right.
I'm not because I mean, if don't none of this work out, man, I'm not gonna let my daughter go hungry. I'm gonna go get a job. But man, I'm willing to try any way I can make money outside of a job.
That's awesome. And I was the same way. And I quit so many jobs that was taking time away from my children. But at the same time, I was willing to work a job also.
Go with mama. Go with mama.
I'm not going with mama. And so how old is your daughter?
She 1. She 2.
Okay. You said you have another one on the way as well, right?
Yeah, I got another one on the way. We just found out about a month ago. Man. We just found out she's gonna be another little girl, so I ain't too lucky.
Congratulations. One thing I've learned being a father for 25 years is the way that you spell love to a child is Time. It's spending time with them. And so with these side hustles that you have, when I tell you it's giving you so much flexibility to spend time when it really matters, because they're not going to care about how much money you make, but they will remember if you was at that birthday party, or if you came to that special event at school, or you showed up for lunch. And so I encourage you to keep reinventing yourself like you're doing. Another thing that I did, like I said, with my side hustle, because I was making so much money buying and selling washers and dryers, people were surprised that they encouraged me to write a book. And I'm like, write a book? I'm not writing a book. I don't even like to read at the time. But I ended up writing the Craigslist Hustle, and it opened up so many doors for me through podcasts. I sold lots of copies on Amazon, and I just released my latest book called 20 Years of Flipper. And so I encourage you, you can actually put what you're doing into print, and you'll be surprised who would love to read about your story.
Yeah, that's something you putting on my mind right now, because I always tell people on TikTok, man, I got so many stories about flipping. And
yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm just 25, but man, I done did so many different hustles, man.
Write it, and I did mine without ChatGPT. We didn't have all that back in the day, but with just the help of AI, you can easily craft a book and just get people really intrigued just through your stories in print. And so I encourage you to do that as well, Jeff. It's one thing to do what you're doing as far as buying and reselling items, but what actually inspired you to start sharing your flipping journey with others on social media?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I started doing it for the money. I started doing it for. I don't want to sugarcoat it and say.
Yeah.
But I started doing it to make another income for myself.
Okay.
On TikTok, and the same guy we mentioned earlier, Jake's Jump. Man, I was following Jake because I flip couches.
Okay.
So Jake started sharing, what he do, man. I was following Jake when he was at like 10,000 followers, man. I swear.
Wow.
And I woke up one day and he was at 600,000. And I was like, man, it ain't no way. So that's when I started really posting consistently, because I always post little bits here and there, little videos of me lifting couches and stuff.
Right.
But when I saw how Jake blew up, man, and that really made me want to post. And if you're passionate about what you do, man, you're gonna always want to just tell people about what you're doing.
I agree.
That's what really made me want to. What's the name? Want to start telling people. Want to start sharing my story.
And you're helping a lot of people, because I'm even reading through, the comments on your pages, and you're really sharing a lot of insight to help others. And what I tell people is there's enough to go around for everybody. So it's no reason to gatekeep and, hold back the information that you have. And so that's beautiful that you're doing this.
Yeah, man. I tell people, because so many people wonder why I give so much game on couch flipping. And it might look like I'm giving all the game out, but man, it's so much stuff that goes into this business. That's what I tell people. It's so much stuff. I tell people the basics. I tell people, what I clean with, how I source couches, a little bit of how I source couches. But man, And no matter what I tell you, you still got to get out there and put in the work.
That
You know what
part,
I'm saying?
that
You
right
still
there.
got to get out there and put in the work. So,
You,
I mean,
you're
I
so
don't have no
right.
problem. I don't have no problem telling nobody what I do.
Nice. And it's funny to me that you said that, because so many people who have asked me, they have bought my book and I've taught them different stuff, but yet they're not willing to get out there and actually put the work in. And so that's awesome that you're willing to do that. Now, let me ask you. So on Next Big Flip, it's not always about the money, but it's about just, flipping mentality and just getting to the next day. So do you have one flip, and you may not be able to think of one flip, but a flip that was your next big flip moment? Not necessarily something that was profitable, but it helped you realize, I'm going to keep this up.
Flipping my first couch.
Wow.
Because though, and I didn't make the most money ever flipping my first couch, although it was free. But I say flipping my first couch because that was because I had been looking for that next thing, because I was flipping shoes at the time.
Okay.
You can see in my background, man, I'm a sneakerhead, and I was flipping shoes at the time, and shoes was kind of dying down. Like before that, I was flipping phones, and then I was always looking at people flipping lawnmowers. So I said I was gonna start flipping lawnmowers, but I'm not too mechanically inclined. I know how to work on stuff. If you show me anything electrical, I know how to do that. But as far as motors and stuff like that, I don't know what I'm doing. So I was scared to get into that.
Okay.
So when I flipped my first couch, it was just as simple as cleaning the couch, making the couch clean. So that was when I flipped my first couch, man. That was the most amount of money for the least amount of work.
Wow.
So that was my next flip moment. That was my next flip moment right there.
Just your first couch. That's awesome. Yeah.
My first couch.
And I've learned everybody needs washers and dryers and couches. And so you are definitely in a safe niche with your couch flipping. So that's awesome that you're able to do it the way you are. Now, is there anything that you wish you might have known earlier that you know now that could have saved you some time or money?
I wish I would have known to quit my job faster.
Hey, that's honest.
I don't want to sound so blunt, but man, I just like to be honest, man.
Absolutely.
If I would have, because I had been doubting myself for so long, because I started flipping couches in early 2023. It was March of 2023 when I started flipping couches.
Okay.
So ever since probably like 6 months in, man, I had been telling my girl forever. I was telling everybody, man, I'm about to quit my job and just start flipping couches. And like I said, I was an electrician, so everybody just assumed that electricians make the most money ever. Why would an electrician quit his job to go sell a couch?
Right.
To go sell a used couch?
Right.
And I'm telling people, bro, this is serious, bro. I'm making like real money. Like I just made my whole check in a week, and people just not believing me. So, you let other people's doubt get in your head, and you let. And I have always had a job ever since 2016. I always had a job, so I'm so used to just steady income, and I never had to just bet on myself. So if I would have just listened to myself, listened to my gut feeling, and quit my job, bro, I feel like I'd be way, way more ahead than what I am.
Wow, and that's some great advice right there. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I was about to say, that's not me telling everybody. That's not me telling everybody, listen, to go quit your job as soon as you make your first sale.
Correct.
Don't listen to me. Be kind of secure at first, but once you get that gut feeling, and once you making double what you make at your regular job, man, quit that job and go full time. Absolutely. You can always go get a job.
That is so true. And so what I was able to do with my flipping journey was take my flipping money and actually get my real estate license, which got me into real estate as well. So as you continue to just, level up, just think about things like that as you think about financial security for your children that you have growing up. And you'll be surprised, because now I'm at the point where I'm helping my sons actually buy homes now, because I got my license about 15 years ago. And at that time they couldn't buy a house, but now they're in their 20s, they have jobs. And so being able to use my real estate license and help them buy investment properties, it's just a win-win. And so as I just throw little nuggets out to you as a young father, I'm telling you, because the time goes fast, but enjoy it while it lasts with your children, because it's a beautiful moment being able to be there with them.
And I need to get with you on that, because that's something I really been thinking about. What's the next step? And I really want to get into flipping houses. I want to flip. I want to learn how to sell houses and sell cars.
And you can do it all, especially with your mindset.
That's something I really want to get into.
Now, are you near a major airport by chance?
Yes, I'm not too far from a major airport.
Okay, and so this is something else, and I write about it in both of my books. But I was introduced to just being an airline employee, working part-time. And so I didn't take my first flight until I was 33, just because of how I grew up, wasn't able to afford it, had a poverty mindset. But I ended up getting introduced to a job working less than 20 hours a week at the airport that allowed me to fly free, my wife to fly free, and all of my sons to fly free, as well as some of my family members with buddy passes. Long story short, I paired the airline job with my side hustle, and I've traveled all around the world, 6 continents, several countries, just working part-time at the airline. And the thing about working at the airline, they may schedule you for 20 hours, but you can actually give those hours away to other employees. And so it will be times where I will be out for 3 weeks straight, just with free flight benefits and just traveling the world. And so I want to introduce you to that as well.
I'm gonna look into that for sure.
Like seriously, and when I'm
gonna look into that for sure, because it's an airport, Jackson International Airport. It might not even be 20 minutes from my warehouse.
It'd be worth it. It will be worth it. And like I say, once you get settled in and you make it through the probation period and you're able to start giving away some of your shifts or picking up shifts as you need to, you can pair this with your side hustle and you can travel and literally see the world. And so I was taking trips to Thailand, flying business class. And so that's up front where you laying back in the seats. These tickets were $14,000. We paid $80 round trip to go to Thailand.
Man, that's one crazy.
Time. Yeah. So like I said, we travel all the time and we've been doing this since over the last 11 years. But when COVID came, I was actually offered early retirement, but they still gave me flight benefits. And so I still fly under those benefits. But if I had to work there to travel the world at a discount, I would still be doing it today.
Man, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm seriously going to do that.
Like serious. And so as we get ready to land this plane, let me ask you, is there any advice that you would give someone who may be hesitant about starting a side hustle? What's one small step someone could take this week to get started?
One small step. I don't want to just sound cliche and just say, just start.
Right.
I mean, that's really it, man. You ain't gonna, I give you this, man. Everybody started somewhere.
Okay.
Everybody started somewhere. So I would try to start with the least amount of money possible. You don't have to have every little thing just to get started. So I have a lot of guys that hit me up and say they want to start couch flipping. But some of them, they saying they don't have a truck, they don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have storage. Man, just go get a free couch, take it anywhere, clean it up, and take pictures. When you make some money off of that, man, go get whatever you need. You see what I'm saying? That way, all your money is in your business. You're not taking money out your pocket to start your business. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I say just start, and if you can get started, try to start for the least amount of money as possible. That way you're not beating yourself up in case it don't work out. And just have a positive mindset about everything. Nice. Have a positive mindset. Stop doubting yourself.
Wow. So Jeff said everybody has to start somewhere. Get started with the least amount of money as possible, but at the same time, have a positive mindset. Jeff, I thank you so much for this time on this podcast. When I tell you, I definitely believe a lot of people are going to be inspired by what you just shared with us, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me.
No problem. Thank you. The next big flip. Right.